よし。
どうする？じゃあ
どこにしようか。
Let's continue. I want to reach the point here where they where it caps out. I'm kind of like garbling the lines. I'm just kind of like tired of reading. My God, that outfit. Those shoulders.
No.
See, if we exit storage room ahead, we should be able to go up apparently. You don't think he was making it up, do you?
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe he would, given circumstances. Besides, we've no choice but to take his word. He says he's finished recording our journey as of now. Okay, let's get going. Keep going. Don't know what she said there. So boat captain Malmora Morata? Morta? Morta. Malmorta. Resist physical. She's no choice. Ow. Jesus Christ. Again, having an idea of your damage range and the enemy's health would make tactical decisions easier. Oh, thank you. Most spacious warehouse with collect supplies within. Hell yeah. Curse right, Magalito. Yeah. Kind of underestimated him initially, but these guys are tanky.
最善を尽くさ。ちょっと待てよ。王者の力この身に宿れ。往生際が悪い。自由な旅人の力を。
Awesome.
見たか。この調子で行きましょう。使えそうなものはもらっておきましょう。
Vital meat. Alright.
まずいぞ。気づかれた。
Bit up.
先手いただく。
今だ。俺に続け。
見せてやる。
叩き切る。
Still does good damage even if they are
連携し
resistant.
よう。俺じゃない。一緒に行こう。もっといい手
Ah,
が
I
ある
need
は
two
ず。
crystals.
王者の魂をここに。風よ。残り2つ。その息だ。
敵残り2体。油断しないでね。
そこだ。
正義のためにこの剣を振るう。やるぞ。
任せた。
切り捨てる。
Enemies are really tanky if you just try and use non-magic. So I feel really pushed towards using it. Sorry, I have to get my phone. I got a message. So sorry, just had to respond there. But yeah, it feels rather pushed towards using magic. Enemies are pretty tanky, so if you don't use magic, then fights are gonna do feel a bit drawn out. I suppose if I mix match their, excuse me, if I mix the match to their archetypes more, so they could use different weapons. I think if you change the archetype, they can use a different weapon. I think that's what they're saying. Like if to min max the weapon type they're using to enemy weaknesses. So if this next enemy is weak to blunt, blunt damage, switching them all to that type. If this is weak to fire, switching them all to mage, or something. I don't know. If I did something like that, maybe it would help, but I'm not sure. Need to stop for a second. I'm not sure how viable that would be. Not sure if I cut myself off there at the end. I'm not sure how viable that would be. Switching around constantly like that would certainly be tedious. I'm not sure if how viable it would be. Though I am kind of tempted in switching Night Class away from the Knight archetype, because it doesn't really have many abilities. It's very much a tank one. And I don't know, I prefer something to beat my enemies with, personally. I'm very much full of fans. Though the tank is handy. 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45.
片付いたか。これで安全になった。
Think we're in the clear. Grand Iron.
見て。
Okay, splendid work. Crossing the sea at dead. I haven't a clue who you are, but you seem to be quite skilled. That voice does not belong to the necromancer. Show yourself. Who are you? I'm but a soldier who swears fealty to or lose. And you must be one of the lead knights of the state army, or something of the sort. Come to the top of the tower if you're able. I find myself quite on my leisure up here. I'll be glad to keep you company. 32, 30, 31, 32, 33, 4, 5. Come to the top of the tower if you're able. I find myself quite on my leisure up here. I'll be glad to keep you company. We've been told to take care of any unsightly rats scurrying about. The voice is gone. Certainly talks big. He knows about the chaos happening on the lower floors, but doesn't seem to be bothered. He's skilled. Must be an elite soldier under Lewis's direct command. You mean he's one of those Whiteclads we've heard about? It is highly likely. In any case, let's proceed with caution. All these elite soldiers means we're on the right path, I suppose.
先制攻撃だ。
さあ、覚悟しなさい。
協力頼む。
見せてやる。
切り捨てる。恥ずかしくない叩く。シーカー。突きやれろ。あと2つ。次もよろしくな。
Good.
敵、残り2体。
And like, see here, she can't do anything other than just like slap someone. Actually, nice.
敵は全滅みたい。お疲れ様。
やれるようになってきたのかな。うまくいった。
もう敵はいないわ。安全になったみたい。
これは役に立ちそうだ。そこだ。
敵が気絶。
こちらが先だ。
Just remember to the other equipment I had. I'll need to go equip that. They may fare better in these fights then, if only a little.
落ち着いていこう。行くぞ。風よ。残った。
Not guaranteed to even strike him down.
あと2つ。
お見事。キルケンベルグ。ファイター。切り捨てる。思ったより耐えるな。自由な旅。シーカー。突きやれろ。最後まで油断大敵だ。さすがだな。
Not a big deal.
そこだ。もう敵はいないみたいね。先に進むよ。
力が伸びたか。
どうする？
Okay. No improvement for him. Improvement there. No brass in that. Forearm issued to the Royal Capital's Holy Order Knights. Its length was scaled for male soldiers' use. Armor made of small interlocking steel rings. Yeah, sure. She'll hit a bit harder. There, I got them all in a bit better equipment.
このまま押し切る
Damn, he was standing so still, I didn't even notice.
やったな
Moonlight Mace. A strange mace that carries the moon's favor. Purified at a church. In the name of the moon, I smite you. See, already you can see it's a little better.
覚悟はいいか切り捨てる大丈夫
Jesus.
やれるよはあ風よ強い
みんな無事か。ふっくら思ったよりやるな。
負けるか
Annoying.
はあ仕上げだ王者の魂をここに
敵は全滅みたい。お疲れ様。
Like, this is a really good game. It plays smoothly, it feels good, it looks good. Just the only concern I have is writing. If it's wrote well, if the translation is actually on point, then I can heartily recommend it. But if it isn't actually on point, then do not touch. That's the make or break. So me, like, I could tolerate. Like, I can tolerate different. Like. Let's say it was a bit clunky, or looked a little off. You know, I could tolerate that, depending on degree. But the writing, no. I need it accurate. As accurate as possible. I suppose I can, like, with the Dark Souls stuff, I'm tolerating a little inaccuracy, but by and large, it's... Like, the one example I can think of two examples right now of botched Soulsborne translations. In Dark Souls 2, the affinity for giants, or something like that, giant kinship, that's botched. And then the Frozen reference they stuck into Elden Ring, that's botched. By and large, though, I think the translations are fine over there. At least I haven't heard too much complaints about it. And honestly, given I'm in the middle of doing reruns, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it in a way because it'll be turning me off, and you know, I'll still feel obligated to finish to 100% the series. But then my opinion of the series will be dropping, and it'll be all the more painful. Wished. It'll be all the more painful. So I almost don't want to know in a way. I almost don't want to know in a way because, like, I'm gonna be... I need to use other stuff. Fuck, what am I trying to say? Like, I know I'm playing Dark Souls, and there's some translation issues to it, but I think they're minor. Here they are changing... they were changing characterization a little with that Elden Ring one, weren't they? But I think this one is more common. There's more issues here than over there, as far as I've seen people complain anyway. Since I can't speak the original language, I can't know unless people complain about it. Simple as.
もったいないなファイターいやダメだ俺に続け
存分にやれ。
Yeah, they both have to spend 14. It's worse than I thought.
これで最後だ。次もよろしくな。
息よ隊長。敵残り1体。
倒しきれんか。
うら思ったより耐える。落ち着く。やっ
But yeah, this game plays well, it feels well, looks good, but if the translation's botched, I can't recommend playing it. Like if they're warping, changing characterizations and the like, I just flatly can't recommend it.
見つかったか。
やったー。いいもの拾ったね。
I'm not fighting it. Can't just fight. I'm running out of resources as it goes.
これは役に立ちそうだ。
I think I have to approach that from a different angle.
ひとまず振り切れたようだ。
Damn it.
耐えてみせる。
ハズレ傷だ。
We're fleeing.
これしきだ。
ロールの体力が減ってる。誰か回復できる。
ハズレ傷だ。
ロールの体力残りわずか。誰か回復を。
回り込まれたか。
どこにも逃げ道がない。
Shit.
スロールがやられた。誰か手当てを。
私は
スロールが戦闘不能。誰か回復できない。
こんなものか。
みんな大丈夫？回復を優先して。
使わせてもらう。
隊長の体力残りわずか。回復してあげて。
一緒に行こう。いや、こうじゃない。連携しよう。
任せた。
これでどうだ。
弱点に命中。
みんな無事か。
その調子よ隊長。
Okay. In which
みんなの
case...
力を貸してくれ。この技では力を一つに。
No, they'll use both of them. I need to heal them.
これではダメだな。これは
助かったよ。貴族として責務は果たすさ。ファイター。叩き切る。最後だ。
ロールが敵撃破。
なかなかだ。
その調子。敵残り1体。あともうちょっと。
準備万端だ。
Really? Makes sense.
よし、行け。
He's all cracking up as it is. Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
見よ、我々の結束を。この技ではこれが我が剣。皆の力を貸してくれ。
協力する。
うなれ王者の力。
会心の一撃。
どうするか。は
トロ
何。
ール、多く狙って。
Damn it.
トロールの体力が減ってる。誰か回復できる？
強い。
相手をよく見る。
そこだ。誰か回復を。敵は全滅みたい。お疲れ様。
悪くない感覚だ。もう
やった。よっしゃ。
Bit of a sword assigned to Royal Knights.
どうする。
So nice of them to just let me pass. Alright, let's hurry back up. And we'll try and avoid as many fights as we can. Be nice if we could just bash enemies out of the way and not have to engage when we break their guard. Certainly don't want to engage those cursed guys. They're rough.
Palnai. なんとか負けたみたいだな。
West water. I don't care about it. Cost too much
いいもの見つけたな。
to engage
役
it.
に立ちそうだ。
Like, we have very limited mana and we seem to be walking right into a boss fight. So it's best not to waste it on the other guy. Especially since we won't be getting like any restorative off it. I want a sweet beverage made of water diluted fruit juice.
この先へ進むとプロローグデモ版は終了となる。その前に製品版へ引き継ぐためのセーブをしておくといいだろう。
You're nearing the conclusion of the Prologue demo. If you'd like to carry your save data to the full release, there will be wisdom in saving your game now. You should be up ahead. Are you all prepared?
気をつけろ。
It's like a really formidable opponent. We need to be ready for anything. Just some principle to matter. Jeez, 11 hours nearly on a demo. Friggin' hell. Good to hear. Let's go. I see you little rats have come and last. If you didn't flee, I take it you have a death wish, hmm? The white uniform. You must be a Whiteclad, vile fiend. You know what is happening below, yet you chose to forsake your soldiers. The rank and file have no importance to me. I was instructed to leave them be. Bastard. You said you'd protect those who followed you, but you treat your own soldiers as pawns. Forked-tongued snakes. Silence. Great causes require sacrifice. How do you expect people to come to their senses without pain? I'm sure there's more than a few people who are secretly pleased besides. Odorless has laid waste to the bastion of rot called the Sanctus Church. How absurd. This is not but slaughter. On my honor, I'll put an end to this, even if I must do it by force. Wonder if we just try and blitz him.
こいつ手強い。気をつけて。
協力頼む。
Do it.
見せてやる。
切り捨てる。何？
では行くぞ。
I still hate those guys.
これ式。協力しよう。これじゃない。準備万端だ。
They should all be weak to it, except him. Yeah, you need to die.
いっけー。確実に行こう。騎士の誓いと合わせてくれ。これではダメだな。力を一つに。
協力する。
我が力を見よ。
Oh, he's weak to piercing. Good to know. Do it again. Yeah, sadly they all won't die. Go down just simply because he went. Unlike that first fight. But it's not a big deal.
連携しよう。存分にやれ。これでどうだ。このまま追い詰める。相手をよく見るんだ。ふっくらえ。
さて、この力なら覚悟はいいか。切り捨てる。
自由な旅人の力。協力しよう。
Should probably use. Oh, no, she doesn't have mana.
加減はしない。風よ。あと一つ。次もよろしくな。
Of course, they can use that too.
回復が優先よ。
見よ、我々の結束を。そこだ。まだ耐えるか。
会長の体力残りますか。
往生際が悪い。
王者の魂をここに。
Golden staff, glow igniter.
悪くないな。いい手応えだ。
Pretty tough enemy there. Somehow we managed to. Oh, this means is the necromancer is that much closer. Let's keep it up. Seems like the enemies are only going to be stronger from here. Let's proceed carefully. Thank you for
これ
playing.
まで良い座興だった。しかし、遊びはここで終わりだ。ここまで遊んでくれてありがとう。改めて君に感謝を。だが、これはまだほんの序章。プロローグを終えてからわずか3日間を体験してもらったに過ぎない。君はまだ始まりの街を踏みしめたばかりだ。いよいよこの先から君だけの旅が始まる。
次は古城の町マルティラでぜひとも早いお越しを。
何が欲しいんだい？
この世界はあまりに広く美しく、そして驚きに満ちている。
さあさあ、
まだ見ぬ地で君はたくさんの人々と出会うだろう。
約束。
未知を恐れるな。その旅の先にこそ輝かしい経験が待っている。
何作る？
お、いい感じ。
私の一手は
人の心には誰しも英雄が眠っている。君の中の英雄を目覚めさせていけば、君だけの戦い方ができるようになるだろう。
ペルソナマスター、我は心の仮面の舞手ガンナー、どこにいても射抜いてみせる。
さらなる力を手に入れたのか。
これを使えばデビルサマナー、戦場の行方を読み切る異界の力、王者の魂をここに。ジャック・フロスト。
He's a staple.
物語はこれから数々の波乱に満ちて綴られていく。
人間？
あの少年、本当にあんな代物を隠し持ってたとはな。
これこそ人間の真実だ。真の王を志すならば打ち勝ってみせよ。
奴をやらなきゃどの道終わりだ。
いよいよだな。
もはや闘争の時代だ。貴様は止められなかった。
夢なんだろ。叶えてみせろ。今こそ。
叶えよう。君ならなれるよ、英雄に。
ようこそ真なる幻想の世界へ。メタファー、リファンタジオ。
So I've already kind of said my opinion on this. This is a fantastic demo. The game seems fantastic. It plays well. It's enjoyable. It seems very magic focused. Like if you're just meleeing, you do seem at a bit of a loss. I suppose if you were to sculpt your party better for each engagement, some enemies are weak to piercing, some are weak to blunt. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But, or maybe it's just opening growing pains. But it is very magic focused. Don't necessarily have an issue with it. It's just how short on magic replenishment you are in the game. Does limit how much you can do. But I find it a fun game. I find it an interesting setting. It looks good. It ticks all the boxes. But yeah, if it's true that the translation is not up to standard, or not good enough, if they are mistranslating, changing characters, if what I read out to you before, I never did plug my phone back in, is wrong, then
今から始まろうとして。
here, let me get it out again. If what I read out before is true, then yeah, it's not reflecting well on the rest of the series. Oh, on the rest of the game. So to read out again what we got in this, which means the dopey older kid's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Try to keep your head down, okay? Do you know where you were going? Feel free to admit that you're lost and ask me for advice. And the fan translation of the Japanese is, the other tribe's already rare, so be careful. Try not to get tangled up with them. Do you know where you're and do you know where you are going? If you're in doubt, feel free to ask. Both things I read out are apparently based off the same statement. What we saw during the prologue of the game. And then there's another one here. claiming for the haughty captain, it's before we know Klinger's name, but mark my words, war will turn your arrogance to piss. When your corpse is plucked from the mud, do try to look patriotic. That's what they put for him here. Wished. I'll go to the options menu. Okay, that should stop it. So that's what Klinger says, and that's what we saw early on. Both of these are within the first episode of my run of this. Both of these, if you want to go back and check, they're both within the first episode. Now, the Japanese one, the fan translation Japanese. Now, the fan translation of it is, I'm going to force the reality into this young brat. At best, die for the sake of your country. Now, if you look at the Japanese, on the first line of that, it will, in brackets, have two kanjis in as I said, brackets, which is replicated over in that fan translation as reality in quotations. In the English, there's no such thing, and I don't remember anything being in quotations or brackets in anything we've read here. There's nothing such emphasized, despite the fact it is in the source material. So if that is actually the Japanese, that is a failed translation there at the very least. Never mind the plucking your corpse from the mud bit. Like, that's a good line, I like it, but it's not what he said. So it doesn't matter how much I like it, how great of a line it is. It's not what the character said. So I don't like it. Just give me what the character said and nothing else. That's what I ask for. But apparently, some third party stepping in and altering the game means the game's not for me. If that tweet is indeed real. So my final thoughts on this are as what I've said all along. Gameplay wise, I like the game. It seems a bit magic heavy. Remember, like, thinking back to, like, say, playing FF7 back in the day, I felt I could get away with using the melee attacks. Felt I could get away with using magic. I didn't feel too hemmed in. In this, I do feel a bit rather pushed towards using the abilities than your normal standard move. Maybe if I changed up my summons more and whatnot, I could use more fitting melee weapons against the different enemies. And it wouldn't feel so bad. But, well, I didn't, so I can't really comment. And then there's the issue of having to level up those different summons for that. So, not something I'm going to do in a demo, especially if I'm not going to come back to the game. So, gameplay-wise, I'm happy with it. There's more to explore and learn with it, so I can't really fully comment on it, but from what I've played, I'm happy with it. I enjoy the overworld fighting, where like you're going through the dungeon, and instead of having to fight every bit of chaff, you can just kill it with a single sword strike, or 2 or 3, and it's gone. And you get rewards, you even get items, you can get gear, you can get potions. It's awesome, I love it. It's magnificent. Mwah. The character design, this world setting, it looks lovely. I love the design of it. The game's very stylized, which can be a bit of a nuisance when you're trying to see like how much health an enemy has left. Rather than getting to see a straight out digit, you have to work out like, I think I can kill it, and so many times I've been wrong and lost a perfect battle because I've tried to be conservative on mana. How heavy the mana usage is so heavy, and there's so little ways to restore it. It's kind of rough. It's so vital, but it's very stingy, at least in this early bit. Later on, probably less so, but early bit, yeah. The only failing point is, if what I'm hearing is true, and I can't say either way, the translation is inaccurate. If what I'm hearing is true, it's inaccurate. And as such, I cannot recommend this game. Sometimes I'm pinching my nose with the Dark Souls stuff. As far as I know, there's some inaccuracies, but it's not too egregious. This seems 3 times as bad, if not more. So it is frustrating. And if it's indeed true that I've been referencing one person saying that, you know, if you don't like the translation, the game's not for you. If it's true that they're indeed working on this game, then I have no faith in the game's accuracy. And it's also similarly the arrogance to say that. Oh, the game's not for you because I came in and fucked up the translation. The game's not for you. How fucking full of yourself do you have to be to do that? To say that? You banjacks a work and assert then it's not for a person because they don't like it. How up your own goddamn ass, how narcissistic do you have to be? Like, Jesus Christ. And these people get to keep their jobs. They get employment. Failing upwards. But anyway, so yeah, I can't recommend this game. It's a beautiful game. I think it's fantastic. The people at Atlas have done a fantastic work. Atlas Japan have done a fantastic job. And if what I'm hearing is true, the translators at Atlas USA have done a terrible job and should be ashamed of themselves. This has been Palanai, this has been Philip, and this has been Metaphor ReFantazio. Fantastic game, potentially hamstrung by an inaccurate translation. An interesting blend of 3D character models and animated cutscenes. I quite enjoy it. I do want to say there was some weirdness to it, like clearly like 3D CGI things within the animated cutscenes that just looked a little off, like the sandworms at the start or something, but it's been so long since I've seen them, I can't really comment on it. Again, this thing has gone on for like 11 hours over the span of, I think, 3 sittings, so it's a little bit of a muddle. So anyway, I do believe I've said all I have to say. If there's anything you want to say, please let me know in the comment section below. That is what it's there for. Until next time. I may come back to this game if the translation isn't as bad as I've been hearing. Or if, I know, Atlas gets a wild hair up its ass and decides to fire the translation team, hire incompetent people, and redo it. Yeah. The chances of either happening or being true are probably next to nothing. I'll probably sooner grow wings, but, well, it's a win-win either case then, ain't it? Till then, folks, I hope you've enjoyed.